I'm gonna move to this because the incline was giving my shoulders primarily my left shoulder, a little bit of trouble. I want to come over the stability of this rack. I was gonna do bench press, but I think I was gonna do Smith on the machine or Smith for the incline and then do bench press. But since I did, or I should say decline, but since I did decline on the steel, I'm going to use the machine to save my shoulders. Again, I want to watch my form, make sure I'm breathing, make sure I'm deep enough. The idea on this one here is to get deep enough to get a good stretch, but I need to be careful about exaggerating that because my flexibility allows me to go kind of deeper than the muscles need to, which ends up putting too much stress on the shoulders. So that's again why with this one, even though it's a machine, you think, well, why do you have to watch your form? So you have to make sure I'm not going too deep. What I'm trying to do is go so that the bars would at maximum touch my chest. Because, maybe a perfectly healthy young man should go as deep as the arms will let you go for that full range of motion, but believe me, my whole body does not want to go to that extreme, so I have to be careful of that because it's kind of why I'm watching it, because I'm noticing some improvements since I started paying attention to that, since I started looking for people online that were closer to my age giving advice. Yeah, that left shoulder is giving me a little bit of pinch. Okay, where'd the magnet go, you bitch? Okay, I'm not gonna hold this fucking thing. Oh, sweet. Thank you, sir. That would have took me forever to find. Okay, this material must be giving this hard time because that's never fallen off on the other t-shirts. Stay there. I want to keep this weight too. That weight was pretty good. Yeah, I was, this video is probably a week and a half after that last one with in that blue sleeveless shirt. And I wasn't able to find any from that shirt because I guess during my disgust with myself and lack of follow through, I get rid of all those prep pictures that I had quote unquote committed with before. One other thing I saw, I watched you guys online, that I might have been doing wrong is when I was on here, I wasn't making sure to keep my head back. I was allowing myself to crunch in, which what that does, it just shortens the stretch zone, kind of ends up curling your body in some. So to help maintain the posture, doing these exercises, using the strength of your back muscles to keep you back there rigid while these muscles are pulling on them, gives you a little bit of resistance pull, which will help strengthen your back to give you better posture. Kind of a constant thing. Think about your posture all the time and you'll end up creating better posture, which I know I need to work on. It's getting better though with working my back more, counteracting the years of just working my front of my body. But yeah, I could not find any of those pictures, so it's like a week and a half afterwards. I'm relatively pleased with what I was able to see. I got home and I actually had lost the stand that I have the phone on right now that I'm recording with. So I didn't have a chance to record when I later that day, like I said I might, with the shirtless mirror pics to see what the overall development has been. But I decided to hold off on that since I didn't have the right stand. I didn't want to, screw up what I'm seeing with the bad perspective, things like that. That could change it. I want to go with what I had kind of when I started and what I was able to use moving forward. Yeah, another example. The guy you probably just saw on the camera come off to this way. He just constantly, if you make eye contact with people, they give you that nod like, yeah, I see you there. Because when you put in a certain amount of work, it's just sheerly the recognition in the community of how much work it takes, because everyone knows. So, like I say, I haven't got anything to really speak of. And, as you saw in the video, probably as he walked by, he does. But they respect what they see out here working hard. Here you are on a Sunday, putting in that work. But the way I see it, as far as that goes, it's not work. It's just work to keep the body strong, so I can serve God longer, do more, do some of those projects more myself, we're more hands-on. And seeing as I know in my heart that church is what He wants me to plant, I got to keep myself physically strong enough to make that happen. All right. Shoulder was actually pinching a little, so I'm going to come down off that. Sometimes you got to think like that. You got to be careful as a former, I'm an athletic person. Never had an opportunity, or I should say, my ignorance and arrogant behavior pushed me away from my opportunities athletically. I did a lot of coaching, so therefore I think of things a lot competitively. I have to be careful because I do it to myself. I end up pushing myself more than I should, trying to go by educated information I'm getting offline as opposed to my thought process. Kind of like my journey in religion. I thought I knew what I was doing, or that I understood certain things that kept me away. As it turns out, the things I thought I understood was wrong, and if I'd have been doing it better or understanding it better, I'd have been further along in my journey. But that's kind of life in general, isn't it? I was telling my son, Dean Ryan, just got baptized again. It's one of the things I kind of envy him, is that he found his strong relationship with Jesus Christ and understanding of the value of the relationship with God at a much earlier age than I did. But then again, immediately had the realization that if that had been the case, it would have changed everything about everything. and it wouldn't be who I am to do the tasks that God needs me to do the way He needs me to do it. So I'm okay with it. But it's still kind of envious, like, for example, envious of someone like Pastor Joby, who, I mean, he worked for it, don't get me wrong. The knowledge to be able to dig deep in his knowledge of the Bible to find verses to help him when he's struggling. And so hopefully the disciple group will help me with that. I'm struggling a little bit with the idea of online disciple group, but we'll see how that goes. Because I have to do one of the disciple groups through Church of 1122 to be able to do the outpost for one trimester. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I'm guessing it's 3 or 4 months. But I mean, they do it. It's something that's set up, so it's obviously a positive thing. But that clearly is what I need to do to get to where God wants me. So I mean, I'm not saying like I'm not sure I'm going to do it. I am, and I'm just praying that it's a good, comfortable thing for me, and I get out of it the word and the help I'm looking for, because definitely not a one-man sport. It's something you need people to help guide you when you get questions, people to just listen when you have questions, people to call you on your junk when you're justifying stuff to yourself. All right, well, let me get this one more set in. Want to try out this one, the bird being the last set. Make sure my form is still good. Oh, that's a lot lighter. But that just means I do more in good form. Because positive form, time and attention for what I'm trying to get for fitness strength. I mean, I want some size, yes. Especially in areas like my chest and shoulder connectors. I need fitness strength because they've been abused in the past. So time and attention is a more important function than sheer weight. From all the research I've been able to do, it appears to be helping me. I'm noticing actual size and strength gains in my chest since I switched to that thought process. Alright, I'm gonna move on to the next one. And I know my other than the gym stuff thought processes are really scattered, but you know what? They'll come to me as God's having me talk. So here's what it is. Next one, moving on.